Alright, welcome to Algebra 2. In this video, we are going to learn how to solve for the roots in general form of a quadratic equation, alright? So, one of the ways that we could approach this, and I'm not going to do it this way, right? Because we are in the quadratic formula section of our unit here. So, we can basically, if we want to solve for the roots here, one strategy that we can do is we're going to convert to vertex form. And once we can convert this to vertex form, we can set the y value equal to 0. And then we can begin to solve, right? But we learned a new formula that allows us to solve for the roots given that it's in general form, right? X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. So that's all we need to solve for an equation like this. So, where does this equation come from? Well, it's just kind of a recap, and I'm not going to go ahead and do this, but if we were to write the general form, standard form of our equation, right? Over here, we actually have numbers, right? There's a 1 here, even though it doesn't show it. Here's 5 for B, and here's 6 for C over here. Well, if we change this into vertex form, and then we set the y value to 0, and then just by simplifying, we actually get to this equation over here. Right? So that's where the equation comes from. So it's just changing this into vertex form, then solving for it. But again, we're not going to do that. That was just for you to understand where maybe this formula comes from. Okay? So now that we go to solving, we're going to get a 1 here for in front of x squared. It doesn't show it, but if it doesn't say it, we always assume that it's a 1. All right, so I'll write it down. A is equal to 1, B is equal to, well, that's the number in the middle term, which is 5, and then C is equal to 6. So I'll put 6 down here, right? So all we do now is take the 1, 5, and 6 and replace it with the letters that are given over here. So we're going to get x is equal to negative, all right, we're going to put in, and I'll actually do color coordination here. We're going to get 5, right? Because this is 5 and this is B, right? Well, b is equal to 5, so we just replace it, and it's going to be plus or minus the square root. All right, I'm going to just write it like that for, we're going to get a here and c here, and this is all divided by 2a. All right, so now I just replace it. Well, this is b squared. Well, b was 5, so I'll put 5 here. Okay, minus 4a, the a, well, a is equal to 1, so I'll put 1 here. And then c, well, my c was equal to 6, so I'll put the 6 here. Right. Now this is all divided by 2 times a. Well, the a was 1, so that's just that, 2 times 1. So let's go ahead and just simplify this a little bit, right? We're going to get x is equal to negative 5 plus or minus the square root. And this is where I'll just use the calculator, right? There's no need for me to try to make a mistake, a potential mental mistake. So let's go parentheses 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6 parenthesis, right? We do that. Look at that. We get the square root of 1. So I'll put 1 in here. And this is all divided by, well, 2 times 1, which is just 2. Okay. Now that we got that here, right, we're just going to go ahead and continue. X is equal to negative 5 plus or minus, well, what's the square root of 1? It's just 1, all divided by 2. Last but not least, let's break these up into two equations. We're going to get x is equal to negative 5 plus 1 all divided by 2, right? This is just from this section here. And then we're going to get x is equal to negative 5 minus 1. So negative 5 minus 1 all divided by 2. All right. Now that we got that there, we just go ahead and continue. Well, x is equal to negative 5 plus 1 is going to be negative 4 all divided by 2. And then we're going to get x is equal to negative 6 all divided by 2. We're going to get x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to negative 3. So that means that our roots are going to be located at, well, negative 2 and negative 3. All right. That means that our roots are right here at this location, and our quadratic equation probably looks something like this here, okay? Now, if we wanted to write this in factored form, well, we're going to get x, well, this is negative 2, so it's the opposite, right? We're going to get x plus 2, and then over here we're going to get x plus 3, all right? And if you don't believe me, we could verify this, right? X times x, well, we're just going to get y is equal to x squared, and then x times 3, which is going to give me 3x, and then 2 times x is going to give me 2x, and then 2 times 2 is going to give me 6. So we're going to get y is equal to x squared plus, we just add these, 3x plus 2x is 5x plus 6. And there we go. You can see that this equation here matches the equation that we started off with right there. Okay. Hopefully this helps you to understand how to use the quadratic formula to identify your roots and then turn it into factored form. Cool. Have a good one.